Hello, welcome back to the Equalist Coronavirus Update, March 19th, 2020. Next up is this clip from our Commander-in-Chief. I would like you to listen to him carefully.
Very dishonest people. Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. You know that, right? Coronavirus. They're politicizing it. We did one of the great jobs. You say, how's President Trump doing? They go, oh, not good, not good. They have no clue. They don't have any clue. They can't even count their votes in Iowa. They can't even count. No, they can't. They can't count their votes. One of my people came up to me and said, Mr. President, they tried to beat you on Russia, Russia, Russia. That didn't work out too well. They couldn't do it. They tried the impeachment hoax. That was on a perfect conversation. They tried anything. They tried it over and over. They've been doing it since you got in. It's all turning. They lost. It's all turning. Think of it. Think of it. And this is their new hoax. But, you know, we did something that's been pretty amazing. We're 15 people in this massive country. And because of the fact that we went early, we could have had a lot more than that. We're doing great. Our country is doing so great. We are so unified. We are so unified. The Republican Party has never, ever been unified like it is now. There has never been a movement in the history of our country like we have now. Never been a movement. So a statistic that we want to talk about, go ahead, say USA, it's okay, USA. So, a number that nobody heard of, that I heard of recently, and I was shocked to hear it, 35,000 people on average die each year from the flu. Did anyone know that? 35,000. That's a lot of people. It could go to 100,000. It could be 27,000. They say usually a minimum of 27 goes up to 100,000 people a year die. And so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States. Nobody. And it doesn't mean we won't, and we are totally prepared. It doesn't mean we won't. But think of it. You hear 35 and 40,000 people, and we've lost nobody, and you wonder, the press is in hysteria mode. CNN, fake news, and their camera just went off. The camera just went off. Turn it back on. Hey, by the way, hold it. Look at this. And honestly, all events are like this. It's about us. It's all about us. I wish they'd take the camera. Show the arena, please. Show the arena. They never do. They never do. They never do. They never show the arena. You can hear it, because when you hear it, that's not 200 people, that's not 100 people, that's thousands and thousands of people, including people outside. You can hear it. They always show my face. See that face? They show my face. I want them to show the arena, not my face, right?
All right, so from what you've seen from that clip right now, that's a perfect example of the Great Modern Divide I was speaking about during my first introductory video. The thing is this, the president, he downplayed a very serious threat. And I know this was when it first started, and there was about 54, 55 confirmed cases, and this was right before the first death from Washington State happened. But here's what's going on now. All right, this is alarming to me. It's kind of freaking me out. All right, so since March 19, 2020, we've had 9,464 confirmed cases with 155 deaths. Now, if you calculate that, that'll give you a death rate of 1.6%, correct? But here's the scary thing about it. We've actually had only 108 people recover. So from the people that have caught it, there's more deaths than people that are recovering from it. All right, I know it sucks being quarantined. You're stuck in your house and you can't do anything. You can't go see your girlfriend. You can't play sports. You can't play football. You can't hang out with your boys or your homegirls. Can't do anything that you do as a hobby because you're stuck at the house. But there's a state of emergency for a reason. The reason being that this pandemic is pretty dangerous and is spreading very, very fast. It's already hit all 50 states. That being said, a lot of people don't want to stay cooped up in the house, so they don't listen to the advisories. They don't listen to that state of emergency that you cannot be around more than 10 people at a gathering. There's a reason for that, okay? And that's what happens. This is a good example. I'm from Miami. And I'm not making fun of Floridians at all. I'm really not. But I just found out that Clearwater just closed its beach down because of some stupid stuff like this.
Spring breakers are not avoiding the large crowds, at least in the city of Clearwater Beach, Florida.
You look around, people are still just living their lives and doing everything. The restaurants are packed, the beaches are packed.
We're definitely still worried about it, but it's not something that we're letting consume our spring break, I guess.
We're not real worried about it because we're on the sand and it's an open area. There's not a lot of doorknobs and not a lot of things you can touch.
All right, you see, and that's the problem. It's just not Miami. It's not just Florida. It's all over the place. I live right next to Canada, and people are saying, oh, yeah, I don't care about the 10-person rule. I want to do what I want. I'm going to go to a bar. I'm going to go out with my boys. I'm going to go see a movie. I'm going to go pick up girls. I understand the fact that we're young, that we're probably not going to catch anything crazy. We're just going to get mild symptoms if we catch this thing. But you're not even thinking about the older people. You're not thinking about other people with compromised immune systems. Let me read something to you real fast. High blood pressure affects nearly 1 in 3 people in the United States. Almost 2 in 10 people have diabetes. At least 16 million struggle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Studies in China show from 1,590 patients, those with pre-existing health conditions were almost 2 times more likely to be put on a ventilator or die than those without the pre-existing conditions. But those with more than one build up another 2.6 times every single time they have another pre-existing condition. Pre-existing conditions include diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Now remember, type 1 is more likely to be a greater risk than type 2. Smoking is actually another one too. There's 34 million Americans that smoke. 16 million have disease from smoking. Lung disease, heart disease, immune compromised symptoms, and cancer. There's about 82.4 million Americans with compromised immune systems and 39.6 million that are elderly. You add those two together, you got 122 million Americans that are at severe risk for the coronavirus. Now I see another problem as well going on today. People are either downplaying it or they're taking it too extreme, and people are losing their minds.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Hey, stop! That's enough! Are you joking? Are you looking fucking joking? Just met my daughter. I never swear that. She hit me. I didn't touch you. I took the bag. You came and hit me. I took the bag. You fucking came and hit me. Excuse me? Go away from my daughter. Stop. Please. I just want one pack. No, not one pack.
What's the limit?
All right, so it is up to us, honestly, to help each other out to stop the spread of this thing. Did you know that one cough could produce up to 3,000 droplets, and one droplet could carry thousands of these things? I'm reading this article right now, and it seems like there's some surfaces that they land on, they could kill them quicker. Like copper, for example. They land on copper, they could die in 4 hours. But if they land on something similar like glass or something like that, it'll last about 2 or 3 days. Outside the body, they normally last up to 9 days. They're not really sure how long it lasts. The longest coronaviruses that lasted were MERS and SARS. They lasted about 28 days, you know? So in cold weather, they last a little bit longer than in warm weather, but don't mistake anything because you can still catch the flu in warm weather. So this is the same type of situation. What I'm trying to get at is if we get quarantined, please adhere to the quarantine as long as possible. If we could actually do that for about a month and a half, we never ever have to deal with this thing ever again. It doesn't have to be in circulation, anything like that, so we don't have to deal with it. So all we have to deal with now is the flu. But now we have to deal with the flu and the coronavirus. Look how fast it's spreading. Pretty soon, if we continue this, it's going to reach about 70 to 80% of all Americans. Easily. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode short. This is an update to the previous episode I have for the coronavirus. The next upload I have will be about the administration, how they're handling the outbreak. The only reason why I haven't dropped it yet, because there's a lot of updates that continuously keeps on happening. So I will keep you up to date on what's going on with the administration next time on The Equalist.